Hey everyone, I'm Teeosha, and our presentation is about cropophilia and urophilia. First, I will talk about the definition and causes of both, and then Sierra will go over their demographics and frequencies. The definition of cropophilia is an abnormal, often obsessive interest in excrement, especially the use of feces for sexual excitement. People will refer it as the glass bottom boat, and that's when one partner will use plastic wrap to cover their face or their body while the other partner will actually put their feces on them, and the plastic wrap acts as like a barrier so they actually don't get touched. Or they will call it the steamer, and that's when the partner will actually get touched by the feces. Urophilia is defined as getting pleasure from urine or urination. The arousal is associated with the smell, feeling, or tasting the urine, along with being urinated on or urinating on someone else. People often refer to urophilia as golden showers. There are different types of coprophilic behaviors. The first one is coprophiles, and that's people who find pleasure in throwing their feces. Another one is coprophagia, and that's the consumption of feces. This is practiced by a small amount of people, and it's the riskiest one because people may get hepatitis or things like that from the feces. Another one is scatolia, and that's the act of smearing feces on a surface or body. And this one is probably the least understood of the behaviors. And the last one is associated with BDSM. And in sexual activities, typically the dominant partner would defecate on or request that the submissive partner eats their feces to humiliate them and show their dominance. The dominant partner also might not allow the submissive partner to defecate until told to do so. Sigmund Freud made a connection to childhood for the cause of coprophilia. Freud presented childhood as a representation of earlier primitive social evolutionary stages. He defined a primitive human as a being who is impulsive and acts on instinct. He identified individuals with psychological issues, toddlers, and primitive humans as all sharing a coprophilic tendency. His psychology is famously known for its explanation of psychosexual development, and it consists of five stages believed necessary for development, and each stage represent a sexual desire. He hypothesized that defecation played a role in the psychosexual development of children, presenting itself in the anal sadistic phase. This phase involves the child's obsession with the anus as an erogenous zone. Coprophilic behavior in adults may be thought of as a form of regression or infantilization, but the exact causes are unknown, and there's very little studies done on coprophilia. The causes of urophilia can originate in learning by conditioning, having coincidentally associated sexual arousal with the act of urinating and subsequently having strengthened this association with practices such as masturbation. This makes some sense when you consider that the genital and urinary tracts are very close in women, while men both semen and urine pass through the urethra. So they're able to associate sexual excitement with sensations produced when urinating. Another explanation has to do with association as urine as an element of power. And in this sense, there are authors who link urophilia with sadomasochism.
I'm Sierra, and I will be talking about the demographics and the frequencies of both coprophilia and urophilia. Both coprophilia and urophilia are most common in men, just like most paraphilias are. According to statistics released by Pornhub, men are 24% more likely to enter things in their pornographic searches pertaining to both coprophilia and urophilia. Most of the searches were from men who were ages 65 and up, and there are more searches for things that would fall under urophilia than coprophilia. Here is the infographic released by Pornhub that is titled Popularity of Golden Showers. As you can see, um, there were far more men who had searches pertaining to golden showers than females, and most of these were from ages 65 and up, like I said with the last slide, and most paraphilias start to be experimented with from ages 15 to 25. However, this particular study shows that there were searches starting at 35 and up. This paraphilia is most common in European countries. On the list that I found, the United States was not even on the top 17 list of countries that were involved in urophilic or coprophilic activities, and each of the preceding countries on that list were European countries. However, the United States does see an increase, especially in pornographic searches when a celebrity is in the headlines for a similar activity. For example, there was an instance where an R. Kelly sex tape was released involving sexual relations with a minor with use of urination, and that led to an increase in pornographic searches. And secondly, I believe it was 2016, it came to light that Donald Trump had presumably asked Russian prostitutes to urinate on a bed. And the infographic to the left shows how the searches on Pornhub increased the day after that was released. So that happened in January, and then on January 11th, there was a 289% increase in searches pertaining to golden showers on Pornhub. Like I said, these are two of the more rare paraphilias, but it is more common as a kink or as a fetish than as a disorder because there is no real danger as long as it is consensual and as long as there is cleanliness involved. It would be categorized as a disorder if the person's arousal was dependent on the behavior. So if a person was unable to become sexually aroused without the presence of urination or feces, then it would be seen as a disorder, and then a person would be encouraged to seek treatment, but I didn't find much information regarding to that as a disorder. Here are references. We appreciate you taking the time to listen to our presentation and would love to answer any questions you have moving forward. Thank you. Have a great rest of your day.